squad, it's Quads and welcome back to another video. Today we are reviewing a brand new drone out from BETAFPV, the Pavo20 Pro. This is an incremental upgrade from the Pavo20, and although there are certain things that I would have liked to have seen that have not been included, and I will come into that later, what we actually have here is really good. First of all, before we start the review, let's get the legal buff out of the way. BETAFPV did send me this drone free of charge. They have not paid me for this review. All the thoughts in this review are entirely my own. I've been given no talking points, and BETAFPV will not see this review until it goes live. Okay, so what are we looking at here? The Pavo20 is one of my favourite drones for doing indoor filming around people to get that cinematic indoor professional look. What this is all that and a bit more. First of all, we'll look at the changes from the Pavo20, and there are a few of them. There's not a huge amount, and there are some that I would have liked to have seen, but on the motor side, we've gone from an 1103 motor on the Pavo20 to an 1104 7200 kV on the Pro version. We've gone from 2-inch bi-bladed props on the Pavo20 to 2.2-inch tri-bladed props on the Pro. Now, here at Squadding Quads, we have long championed the cause to BETAFPV. And by that, what I mean is I've whinged, moaned and complained to BETAFPV about the Pavo20 only coming with bi-bladed props since day one. They promised that they would listen, and here we are. We now have tri-bladed props. So I'm going to take that as a victory for Squadding Quads, sharing that victory with me. It's not just mine, it's yours too. And what you're sharing in that victory, just do me a quick favour, subscribe, like, comment and share this video with anybody who you might think is interested in this. And let's really get the word out there of what we're trying to achieve here, because ultimately I could just carry on flying all these drones and enjoying them for myself, but I'm not. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build something a little bit better that helps everybody. I saw there was a way to improve it for newbies. I jumped on it and we got there in the end. It also has, because obviously it's got 2.2-inch props instead of 2-inch props, the body is slightly longer as well. Weight-wise, if we compare both of them with a 550 mAh 3S, the Pavo20 comes in at 137 grams and the Pavo20 Pro comes in at 150 grams. So we are heavier, we do have bigger motors, but the difference in the KV means the actual efficiency is around about the same. Another bonus that they've done, or another improvement that they've made, is they've removed the capacitor from the back. So on the Pavo20 you had the capacitor at the back, and you also had the plug to plug in the adapter for the USB in the back. It could get a little bit fiddly at times. They've put the capacitor underneath, so the run into that adapter is now completely clear. It freestyles so much better than the Pavo20 does. It's not quite a 6S, it's not quite a 5-inch, but it's not designed to be. It's a really good middle ground in between both of them though. Freestyles really well, he's super smooth, super responsive, and he's really good all round. However, BETAFPV have sought to call this a Pro version, and I'll give them that. However, moving forward, what I would like to see is perhaps an ultimate version with a few more incremental updates. If you look at my Pavo20 on screen now, I've done a mod whereby when running a zero camera angle, the props are out of shot. This is great for professional filming. Pavo20 Pro, we've still got the same problem. When you run a zero camera angle, the props are in view. They've taken the time to manufacture a longer body, a different camera cage. It would have been brilliant if they could have just incorporated different geometry in order to get those props out of view natively without us having to tinker. Another improvement that I would like to see moving forward is adding a USB to the actual board. I'm not a fan of this adapter. It's not a game changer. It's not something that I decide that I don't fly it because of that reason. I just don't like it. It's just not convenient. If I'm out flying and I forgot to put that adapter in my bag, I can't then plug it in and deal with an issue that's arisen. Whereas on all the other drones I've got, I can do that. And finally, a third improvement that I would like to see if BETAFPV ever did bring out Pavo20 Ultimate would be adding a GPS. Now, a lot of you are going to sort of recoil at that and say, but Quads, why would you do that? It's whoop. We don't do crazy things with these. Well, these are getting more and more capable. Because they're getting more and more capable, we're doing more and more crazy things with them. Add a GPS, it'll raise the cost by about $10. But what you will save is, if you was to lose a signal, it'll come back to you. It won't get stuck on a roof, or it won't get stuck in water. You'll save your O3 air unit, or your walk snail, or your HD0, and you'll save yourself a fortune, all for the sake of an extra $10. So please make these improvements for the next version. Get the props out of view, get a USB on there, and get a GPS on there. And let's bring out a Pavo20 Ultimate. Now, that's enough grandstanding from me. You can see some of the videos and some of the shots that I've done. I have flown in a city centre location, just again to get the legal guff out of the way. It was done early morning. The LEDs were turned off to avoid distracting anybody. I had a spotter with me, and the total all-up weight of the drone was 150 grams. So very quickly, before we touch on the final part of this review, and that is ultimately whether you should buy it or not, included in the box you will get obviously the Pavo20 Pro drone. You'll receive instructions, you'll receive model decals, you'll receive a set of installed propellers, you'll receive a set of black propellers, 2 or 3 sets of grey propellers, all the screws you could ever need, and the O3 camera cage all included. To put the O3 camera cage on, unfortunately I didn't actually do a video of this, and I will do in future, I do apologise. But to install this, what you need to do is put the rubber grommets through the frames in the 4 corners, put the camera cage with the O3 on top of the adjacent grommets, and screw the longer screws that you receive in the package through. It's as simple as that. It is really straightforward and easy, and then just plug the attached cable that's already in the flight controller into the back of your O3, and you're good to go. But do remember, also included in the box is the smaller antennas, the dipole antennas. These will stop your centre of gravity being off because of the big, heavy, long O3 antenna that comes as standard. So swap those out for it as well. Then get it installed, screw it down, and away you go. So we're at that time. We've looked at the good, we've looked at the improvements, we've looked at what's included, we've looked at the flight performance. The question is, should you buy it? And the answer to that is maybe. If you're somebody who only flies indoors and already owns a Pavo20, my advice to you would be don't upgrade. If, however, you're somebody who likes to fly outdoors, who likes to do any sort of freestyle, then my advice to you is absolutely grab this upgrade. You're getting bigger propellers, you're getting bigger motors, you're getting a more stable frame because of the extra size of it. Freestyle wise, it freestyles like a champ, it freestyles like a much bigger drone and a much more powerful drone. I've shown this video to somebody without telling them what it was, and every person that I've shown has all said, is that a 4S? That says a lot, I think. And to be fair, when flying it, it does feel more like a 4S than a 3S. It really is that impressive. Because of the changing KV of the motors, if you're flying cinematically, you can still get 6 minutes out of this. I can get slightly more out of the Pavo20 as long as there isn't heavy winds. If there's heavy winds, then it struggles more, it has to fight more. Obviously, again, this will cope with that even better. So genuinely, unless you are exclusively flying indoors and doing zero freestyle, this is an upgrade that you definitely want to consider. I'm going to leave a link in the description and the pinned comment below. Please do go check it out. I think you're going to be really impressed. I already know of people who have a Pavo20 and fly outdoors and are already waiting for this website and this video to be live so that they can go and upgrade. Until next time, you've all been amazing. I've been Quads. Peace.